Welcome back. I am now on Beverly Boulevard and I want to take you to a place for an unfortunate true crime happened, and that we'll be talking about Rebecca Schaeffer. But I'm going to turn the camera around to see whereabouts we are and where she lived. Look, there's little doggies in the window. I'll just cross the road. So let's have a look at Beverly Boulevard first of all. Come from that direction. There's famous places like the El Coyote down there, the Mexican restaurant that Sharon Tate supposedly went to on the evening that she got killed by the Manson family. There's a Quentin Tarantino cinema down there. There is an off-the-wall wall where the Michael Jackson album cover picture got taken. I've just filmed it earlier on here. Tried to go on Facebook Live, but that wouldn't let me, which is a bit of a bad one. Right, what's this? Chateau Marmont. I like it. The play on words. Chateau Marmont. So what we're eventually after is North Switzer Avenue. Another nice long street down there, another street where you can park cars either way and still get 2 extra cars in each direction. There's a sign up there, maple glazed Brussels sprouts. I don't think I like the idea of maple glazed Brussels sprouts. I'd just rather have the Brussels sprouts, just put gravy on it. That's all it needs, gravy and some mint sauce. Right, I'm still walking down at the minute. Then I'll start talking about the story when we get nearer. So this is Harper Avenue. I think that's advertising the Hammer Museum, which is in Westwood, where I went to the other day. Golden mannequins with no clothes on, luxury floors. There's the Hammer thing, Hammer Museum. And I'm coming up to Switzer Avenue, but I want to walk down a little bit further first of all, just to see if there's a restaurant type place. And I can talk to you more about what happened. So I just need to walk down first. So before I kind of start, Rebecca Schaeffer, loads of people will not know who she is. I didn't till a couple of years ago, until I saw a YouTuber talk about her on here. Well, she was an actress. Did she come from Oregon, that kind of area, upon the west coast, higher up from here in America. And she wanted to be an actress, and make it big time really into the acting scene. And I think at a very young age, a very, very young age, think about maybe, I can't see any restaurant down here, I'm going to turn around. She went to New York to maybe do some modelling first. I think she was in a Just 17 picture, if you get me. But, so like magazine cover. But then eventually she started to get a few kind of roles and TV roles. And her first big role was in a sitcom called My Sister Sam. And she played a series or two within that. Then she got some movies, one something about the Beverly Hills. It's quite a long title. She was having auditions and was highly tipped to play a role in Godfather 3 in around about 1989 as well. But unfortunately, she had a crazed fan. The reason I was walking back down there to see if there's a restaurant nearby, couldn't see it. It may be a further walk than I thought. There's a crazed fan called Robert John Bardo. He came from Arizona. He was kind of an obsessive fan. I think that's the best way of saying it. He had obsessions, I think, about Debbie Gibson, Tiffany, back in the day, where he was intent of meeting them. He had a fixation with Rebecca Schaeffer, where he used to come to LA from Arizona and then try and go to the studios where she worked, which I think was Warner Brothers, to kind of give her stuff. And he kept appearing there too many times. I think one time he was found to have a knife on him or something like that, which is a bit crazy. So, yeah, it was a bit unstable, let's say that. Then he went back home. Then he watched the movie, the Beverly Hills one I was on about. I think it's something like, I don't know what it's called, something, The Times of Beverly Hills or whatever. And she had a love scene in there. And then that love scene kind of sparked some anger in him. He was in the mindset of, I can't have you, no one else can. So he got his brother to buy him a gun to come over to Los Angeles and shoot her, which is really sad. Now the building, the apartment buildings are just across the road from me now, which is this cottage-like looking building here. So we're talking 1989, and John Robert Bardo was coming over here with a gun to kill Rebecca Schaeffer. On the day of her death, she was expecting scripts from The Godfather 3. And with The Godfather film, she was expecting a knock at the door. They didn't have a proper intercoms back then in this building, so she had to run downstairs and open the door. So Bardo, he rung the first time. I think he had something to autograph or something like that. Had a bit of a chat with her. And then he went away. So we didn't shoot her the first time. He knocked on the door and then come back. The second time, let's put me in view with the place behind me. The second time, he came back. He went for something to eat down the road. That's why I couldn't see anything nearby, but he did do. And then he come back and he's knocked on the door again. I don't think Rebecca was too pleased to see him after coming back again. I think she says something like, "What do you want?" And then he says, "I forgot to give you something." He pulled a gun out of his bag and then shot her several times. And she was shouting like, why, as she went down. It's really, really horrible, really unfortunate what happened to her, because she was up and coming, and I'm guessing she would have been one of those actresses that would have made it. She was like, you know, climbing the ladder. Godfather 3, the Godfather trilogy, was big, especially back in that day as well. So she unfortunately got killed by somebody who's now serving in prison a life sentence without parole. He's been attacked a few times, good, and karma and all that, but yeah, it's just not a nice story for someone so up and coming. So let's try and cross the road in a minute and see if we can get to near the the doorway of where we are. So this is it here, 120 Northwich Avenue, and this is the property, and this is the doorway that John Robert Blvd I would have come to and shot Rebecca. This was all in 1989. She got rushed to Cedar Sinai Hospital down the road, and unfortunately was pronounced dead. I think getting there at the side there, at the side of that wall, that's where the post boxes would have been. But this was the unfortunate place where Rebecca got shot. A bit of movie history, unfortunate. And at the side here, next to this big cactus, he ran and made an escape. He eventually got caught. I think the guilt got better of him. He was found, he went back to Arizona. Then he was found running on the freeway, which is not a good idea, of course. The police pulled him over. Then he kind of confessed to say, I was the one who shot Rebecca Schaeffer. And then the rest is history. And to put some extra history within this as well, the prosecutor in the court case for John Robert Blvd I was actually Marcia Clark. Now, Marcia Clark is the name you must recognise with O.J. Simpson. And she prosecuted him in a court. She was obviously from that, and then from there he got convicted, of course. I think it was a slam dunk one, really, especially with him admitting to everything as well. And then with that, I don't think admitting in court, because obviously there's a case, but with that he got sent down. I think they tried to play the the mental health, the mental card and stuff like that, but he did this in cold blood. He knocked on the door once, he went away, had something to eat, thought about things, then he come back. He knew what he was doing, exactly. He had it all planned out. He brought a gun, for example. So this was all calculated. This wasn't him wayward in his head, this was calculated. And he obviously paid the price, which he should do, being in prison for the rest of his life, so he can't mix with society again. So yeah, this is obviously the scene. Rebecca Schaeffer, 1989, she passed away. I think she's buried in Oregon again now. So sad. But here's the property one more time. And then going towards near the door. This is the door here. Okay, that will do that. Thank you guys. Catch you later, and thank you for watching this video of me walking down Beverly Blvd and also finding the scene of a true crime celebrity, Rebecca Schaeffer. May she rest in peace, and thank you a lot. Bye bye.